Hello and how's it going, everybody? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news. And the news I have for you today is a huge update and most likely the last update regarding the Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall Trademark dispute. If you're not familiar with this situation, I have a recent video where I bring you completely up to date with this situation. I highly suggest you watch that video before going forward with this one. That way you can be completely in the know when it comes to this news. You can watch that video by clicking the link on the screen here or looking for a link down in the description below. But if you don't have time for that, don't worry, because as always, I'm going to give you a very brief and quick summary to bring you up to date with this information before we go forward with this video. The summary is last year in 2018, ZeniMax and thus Bethesda Game Studios filed a trademark for a game known as Redfall. We know that this Redfall trademark is a game based on the classifications within the Redfall trademark filing. We also know that Redfall is most likely associated with the Elder Scrolls 6 because previous to this Redfall trademark filing, ZeniMax had another game trademark known as Redguard, which is obviously connected to the Elder Scrolls because Redguards are one of the major races in the game. ZeniMax kept renewing this Redguard trademark and filed other trademarks alongside it, which is a sign given their previous trademark patterns that they did plan to release something, or they do plan to release something related to Redguard at some point soon. So the fact that they suddenly abandoned this Redguard trademark in 2018 and then that very same year filed a new trademark known as Redfall is more than coincidence and is obviously a sign that this Redfall trademark is a continuation of the Redguard trademark and thus is a new Elder Scrolls game of some sort, which would most likely be the Elder Scrolls 6 because the Elder Scrolls Online again has their own separate trademark. This Elder Scrolls Redguard trademark, the one that preceded the Redfall trademark, also is not related to the Elder Scrolls Redguard Adventures because that game came out a long time before this trademark was even filed and has its own stuff as well. Also, Redfall is mentioned within the Elder Scrolls universe and lore, so that's even more evidence that this is related to the Elder Scrolls 6. However, there is an author with a book series known as Redfall. This book series is about a post-apocalyptic situation, and his book series actually predated ZeniMax filing the Redfall trademark. He worried if ZeniMax got the complete rights to the Redfall trademark that they may not allow him to sell his book series or may even stop him from making a movie based on his books. He tried to talk to ZeniMax, however they never responded to him, so he had to file a trademark dispute through the US Patent and Trademark System over this Redfall trademark. ZeniMax, the author, and the book publishing company eventually agreed to sit down and have settlement discussions. However, these settlement discussions were extended over the period of 3 months. And that brings you completely up to date with this situation. In my previous video, I said it seemed unlikely that there is going to be any resolution to this anytime soon. However, it seems like I was wrong, which is awesome because, like I've said in my previous videos, I just wanted to see a very positive resolution to this situation, one in which ZeniMax and the author and everyone could benefit, because as always, a happy ending is the best ending, and I didn't want to see any side feel like they're ripped off or pushed around or anything like that. It's easy to be worried when a big corporation gets involved in things. Not all corporations act the same, but a lot of people were worried that ZeniMax may bully or try to make the author agree to some crazy terms, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, because the author J.J. Falconer actually reached out to me to tell me that the Redfall dispute is now officially settled. While I don't want to show his complete email to respect his privacy, I will show you this part, that way you can see that this information is legit. He goes on to say that the ZeniMax dispute over the Redfall trademark is settled. ZeniMax and Bookbreeze are pleased to announce that they have amicably resolved a pending trademark dispute related to the Redfall trademark. He goes on to say, while the specific terms of the agreement are confidential, both parties believe the resolution is mutually beneficial to both ZeniMax, the publishing company, and their respective fans. And this is awesome news. I was wondering how this situation would go. I was hoping that ZeniMax wouldn't try to drag this out as long as possible. I was hoping that this wouldn't have to get determined by the US Patent and Trademark Office, because as I've shown you in previous videos, if the US Patent and Trademark Office did have to decide what the outcome of the situation would be, then we wouldn't see a resolution until close to 2021, which is just nuts. So this is great news, and I hope everyone can see that not every time a corporation gets involved in some kind of trademark dispute or anything like this, that there's always some kind of evil intention involved. Sure, it seemed like at first ZeniMax may have been a bit dismissive because they didn't respond to the author. It seemed like they were interested in just ignoring the situation and going forward with filing their trademark like they planned on. But like I said was a possibility, maybe they were just busy. They have a lot of stuff going on. I doubt that this is the only dispute of this type that they have ongoing. Major corporations that have a lot of stuff, like even merchandise, shirts, a lot of different stuff even beyond the games, have a lot of moving pieces and parts. And in this gigantic corporate empire, there is the potential for a lot of trademark disputes, lawsuits, and little tiny things that can keep companies busy, and that's why they usually have lawyers on retainer and stuff like that. It's easy from the outside looking in to just assume the worst and just let your conspiracy theories go crazy about what ZeniMax might be trying to do here, but like I've always tried to be, I've tried to be the voice of reason. I try to list all the possible things that could be going on, and even though I did say I thought it was not very likely that the situation could be resolved soon because the third extension was literally just filed, it seems like maybe this third extension was filed so they can have a one last meeting. Maybe the timing just didn't work out for them during the last extension, but they finally were able to sit down, have a meeting, and come to terms and have an agreement, and that is great. I want to give my thanks to the author JJ Falconer for reaching out to me to give me this information so that way I can let all of you guys know and let everyone know that not only is this situation over, but both ZeniMax and the author are both pleased with the outcome of this situation. It's a happy ending to what could have been a very dramatic situation. And in regards to the Elder Scrolls 6 news, this is the end of a saga that's been ongoing since last year. Now, like I've said in previous videos, I don't think that this situation has affected the development of the Elder Scrolls 6 at all. Starfield is obviously Bethesda Game Studios' next major project, which is set to be released at some point within the next year or two. The Elder Scrolls 6, while it's definitely in production, it's definitely not planned to be released for at least like 4 years, maybe even 5. My guess is between 2022 and 2024, which would have given Bethesda plenty of time to change the name if they had to change the Redfall name, or give them plenty of time to make new merchandise or advertising or do whatever they would have had to do, because the only real thing that would have had to change in this situation would have just been the trademark name, meaning the Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall would have had to been called the Elder Scrolls 6 Hammerfell or High Rock or blah blah blah, Todd Howard, whatever. But this situation being resolved amicably for both sides is even a better sign that the Elder Scrolls 6 would have been affected by this, even though I don't think it would have been at all, even in the worst case. As always, I'm gonna keep my eye on the Redfall trademark and any other ZeniMax trademarks, and I'll bring you any information moving forward with this situation. But it seems like this Redfall trademark dispute is officially over, and as always, I want to know what you have to say about all of this. Let me know down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet and make it featured in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the know when it comes to the latest and the greatest gaming news. Follow me over on Twitter for the latest channel updates and random stuff about me. Come over to the Discord channel chat server where there is always an awesome and active conversation and some speculation taking place. Be sure to check out Loot Drop, the official Skullzi channel merchandise site over on Teespring, where you can get a bullshit capacity meter t-shirt to let everyone know that your bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%. And if you want to have your hand in providing future content and getting access to unique and awesome awards, then consider subscribing to the community on Patreon or joining the channel here on YouTube for only $4.99 a month. You get access to unique and awesome awards, as well as getting little skull icons next to your name on the comments or in chat. Links for all of these things are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when
it just works. Bye, have a great time.